Alrighty, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Week 11 NFL predictions. I hope everyone is having a good week so far, and we've made it to Week 11. Um, we're gonna get started with the maps, what game you'll be getting. So you already know basically the primetime announcers, but for the final international game of the year with the Commanders and Dolphins, Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma will be on the call for that game. So for the CBS early window, most of you are expected to get Tampa Bay at Buffalo. Going to be a very good game. While some of you will get Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and the rest of you will get the Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then for the late window, mainly everybody's getting Kansas City at Denver, while basically in the Northeast region with the Ohio's area, Pittsburgh, and other areas are getting the Browns and the Ravens, or Ravens Browns, excuse me. And then for the Fox single window, most of you are expected to get the Bears and Vikings. I'm shocked that not a lot of the map is getting Seattle and LA, while only part of it is. Like I think the Packers Giants has more area. I don't know. But and then some of you are getting Carolina, Atlanta. Some of you will get Houston, Tennessee, and the rest of you are getting San Fran and Arizona. Check your local listings, and we are going to get started right away. Uh, last week, last week I went a total of 9-5, with losses to the Bears. Bears won. The Dolphins upsetted Buffalo. The Saints unfortunately upsetted my favorite team, the Panthers, which we'll talk about later. The Houston Texans came back and won with Davis Mills, and the Eagles winning in a sluggish 10-7 football game. All right, and also Brian Dable's been fired, so now we're going to get started right away, which also brings my record to 91, 57, and 1 on the season. So now we're going to get started right away with the Jets and the Patriots. There's not much to talk about, but the Jets do not have Garrett Wilson again for another 4 games. He is injured like a knee sprain, I believe, but it's his knee. He had to go on IR. He's not expected to return for a month. Will McDonald is not. I don't know if he's going to play today or not. We shall see. But Booty's out. Hooper's out, and Christian Ellis is out. Booty may be being out could be a huge problem, but we don't know. We'll see. I think the Patriots are going to be fine without him. I believe. I don't know. I really don't know. Now that I think of it, if Travion Henderson is playing, or no, not Travion. Ramondre. But yeah, the Jets are looking like hurt on offense, and then some guys are questionable on defense. But yeah, but regardless of it, I'm confident that the Patriots will handle business. They're the hottest team in the league. I think they're gonna win 27-6 in this one. Very bleak, boring game to watch, but I guess you can see a trap game potentially. But I'm confident that the Patriots will handle business. Ramondre's out, so start Travion Henderson if you have him, because I'm expecting a big day out of Travion again. And yeah, that's about it. And yeah, next game we have is the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins. Both teams basically having disappointing seasons on the season. While Washington's injured and then Miami's just been a disappointment. As Miami's coming off an upset win and against the Bills, and then the Washington Commanders are coming off a tough loss to Detroit. Uh, Honestly, I know the Dolphins team, both of these teams are bad right now. I think the Dolphins are have been getting hotter, and they can potentially be 5-7 by the time November ends, or unless if they just sell again. But I think the Dolphins are gonna beat the Commanders. The Commanders are just hurt to win right now. I think they're done. They may finish like 3-14 if we're not even joking, but or even 4-13. But the Dolphins win 20-17. Washington's hurt. I didn't expect them to be that bad this year, but they got hit hard with injuries. But I think Miami's just a better team right now. And yeah, they have an easy schedule these next couple games. I'd say their next game they really worry about is the Steelers. They can easily beat the Saints and Jets again. But honestly, they can honestly probably lose to the Jets because they're going to New York and Tua sucks in cold weather. So yeah, you may only be good for like until the end of November, sitting at 5-7. But I don't think it matters. Their season's already done. But yeah, Dolphins win. I guess 20-17. I don't really care. But yeah, going into now the Sunday window, you have the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 3.5. I think if we win and go into Atlanta and upset the Falcons again, um, I think Raheem Morris could be potentially gone after that game because the Falcons season will technically be over, sitting at 3-7. But man, that game against the Saints, when we need to have a win, we absolutely sold the bed badly. Everybody in the NFC South lost. The Falcons lost to the Colts in overtime, and Tampa Bay lost to New England. And then the Saints beat us. That's when we needed to step up and be one game behind Tampa Bay. But now, technically, we are still one game behind them, but 1.5 now, technically. But that's a huge, huge miss because the schedule is the hardest in the league going forward. This is another easy opponent. This is where we need to have a win because the next two before our bye is not any easy. We have the 49ers on the road, and then we have the probably your Super Bowl team on the NFC side, the Rams. And the Rams are really hot right now. And then you get a bye, and then we get New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Tampa Bay. And those games are really impactful. We need to win out basically the rest of the season. Do I think we're probably going to win out? No. I think we'll probably drop to maybe the rest of the, I don't know how we're going to be going forward, but I believe we will win. How are we going to win? How do we need to win? Bryce needs to play better. Bryce has been very inconsistent this year, and man, I don't know who the problem is. With Dave Canales or Bryce Young, I don't know, but you need to get it fixed. Rico needs to be active in this game, but he clearly is not 100%. You may want to use Chuba Hubbard in this game and give him the reps that he needs because right now it looks like Rico's hurt, and I don't know what's going to be happening. Trayvon Wallace has already been ruled out for week number 11, and Lathan Ransom is questionable for week 11. Other than that, everyone is active. It looks like Ransom could be out as well. But going into the Falcons side, I think the threat is we need to stop the run with Bijan Robinson. We did pretty good against him in week 3, only allowing 73 yards, but Penix that was his by far worst game of the season. Drake London is questionable. That could be a huge factor for the Falcons, but this is going to be a meaningful game for us. We need to go out on the road and beat these guys. And I think we can if we don't screw around. No mistakes early. We need to stop turning the ball over in the first quarter. I know we didn't. Bryce almost had a turnover in the first quarter, but it got called back because of a penalty on the Saints during that possession. But he still threw a terrible interception in the fourth quarter, which basically sealed the game for the rest of it. I believe Carolina does win this in an ugly 20-17 ball game, and that could get Raheem Morris fired after this. But if we're gonna win, we need to lock in and take everybody seriously. Whether it be the Saints, the Giants, or the defending champs in the NFC, I don't care who it is. The Panthers need to lock in and not screw around anymore. I think we win in an ugly football game, 20-17. Then you got the Buccaneers and Bills. Both of these teams have been wonky as of late. Well, more on Buffalo, really. They're both 6-3 right now, and desperately these two teams need a win. I'm going with Buffalo. I think they're gonna win. I think this is gonna be a very good game between these two teams. But I like the Bills in this matchup. I know they just got humiliated by Miami, but I think Allen's gonna be fueled up. And it doesn't help that Kincaid is hurt. and Shakir's hurt, and some of the players are hurt on Buffalo's side. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay, they're only going to have Ibuka again. They're hurt as well on offense. Like, you don't have Mike Evans for, like, basically the remainder of the year. You don't have Godwin right now. So Tez Johnson has been stepping up for Tampa Bay, and he needs to continue to step up. Meanwhile, for the Bills, no one really played good last week against Miami. It was a disaster for Buffalo, and they need to get it together if they're going to want to win this game. Now, I think this is going to be a dogfight of the game. I think this is going to be a back and forth game, but I have the Bills on edge, really close, 27-24. I think this is going to be an insane game to watch for these two teams, but I think the Bills will bounce back if they have Shakir or Kincaid. If not, this could be another troubling game for Buffalo, but we shall see what happens. I got the Bills in this one easily, 27-24. And then you get the Texans and the Titans. Davis Mills is expected to start again with C.J. Stroud being hurt. And other than that, I do not care whether it's Stroud or Mills. Texans win easily. I think it's going to be a boring 24-3. Or no, I don't know. I don't think any team scored 4 points ever. But, yeah, Stroud's already been ruled out. And then Tennessee... Ridley's questionable, but there's some players that are questionable. But I like the Texans in this matchup. I think they could shut out the Titans for another time this year. But I like Houston in this one. Tennessee's been struggling all year, and I think they're going to continue to struggle. Give me Houston easily, 24-3. And then you get the Bears and the Vikings. Chicago's been hot, playing against easy teams, while Minnesota's been struggling, regardless of who they played. I think Chicago. I don't know how Minnesota's favored in this, but I'm gonna take the Bears upset over Minnesota, 23-20. I do not like J.J. McCarthy, how he's been playing as of late. He looks terrible on paper as of late. It looks like Chicago, everyone's up and ready to go for the game, and then I'll check Minnesota's in a second, but it's pretty slow. Yeah, so Odunze's questionable. DJ Moore, questionable. TJ Edwards and Brisker, all questionable. But for the Bears, they've been rolling as of late. They came back and won against the Giants, won a shootout against Cincinnati. But yeah, the Bears have been kind of suspect because they've beaten on easy teams. They've had a way easy stretch. Baltimore was not easy. They had everybody, and they looked bad. They looked suspect. But they can get another win, and if they do, the Bears could be potentially like on edge for a wild card spot, potentially getting the 7 seed or 6 seed. I don't know. We'll see. But they're scheduled. They need to win this game. It does not get any easier. They have the Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. Now, the Bears need to win. I'm confident that they're going to get it done on the road. Minnesota's been struggling. This team is good on paper, but they don't have a quarterback. They need a quarterback. But other than that, Van Ginkel and Grenard are questionable, and Aaron Jones, Darrisaw, Will Fry is all questionable. And Minnesota's been iffy with McCarthy. He's been a problem for Minnesota. You need to run the ball more, and you need to have better play calls in Minnesota. But yeah, give me Minnesota to lose this one, 23-20. I like Chicago going into this matchup. Then you get the Packers and the Giants. I think this is an upset. I know this sounds crazy, but Jackson Dart is not expecting to play. He is going to be injured with a concussion. Jameis Winston is your starting quarterback, and I think he will upset the Packers. As much as the Packers have been struggling, they could probably bounce back. They are favored by 7.5. But Jameis Winston, every time he gets these ridiculous wins, and the Packers have been struggling as of late. They've been very inconsistent. But I like the Giants in this one. It's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be fun to watch Jameis Winston play. But I'm going to go with the Giants to win 29-22. This is going to be a game to keep your eyes on. And this could be a huge win for the Giants. And this could be making the season in trouble for the Packers. The Packers is a must-win game. They need to win this game. The Packers need to go on the road and beat these guys because it doesn't get any easier for them either. Because you have the Ravens that are coming, then you have the Bears that you can easily beat, the Broncos, the Lions, Vikings, and the Ravens. But yeah, the Packers, they need to win, and I think they will not. They probably will. We'll see. But I'm going with the upset with the Giants in this one. Then you have the Bengals and the Steelers. I got Pittsburgh controlling this game. I think it's going to be 30-17. I think the Steelers are going to bounce back, but they could be on suspect watch as well because the Steelers have been looking wonky as of late. Their offense has looked rough to watch against the Chargers. They got killed by them, and then the Bengals' offense is really overpowered, but their defense sucks. So I'm expecting a shootout in this one. But I think the Steelers are going to control most of this game, but we shall see what happens. Steelers win 30-17. Then you get the Chargers and the Jaguars. I don't think this game is going to be close or as good as people anticipate to be. I got the Chargers winning 23-10. This is going to be a boring football game to watch because the Jaguars suck right now. The Jaguars don't look good right now. They've been in a slump and they choked away a game the way they should have won. And meanwhile, for the Chargers, they've looked better. They're learning. And then for Jacksonville, they look dead right now. Trevor Lawrence does not look good. Thankfully, you did trade for Jacoby Myers because now Travis Hunter is out for the season, and Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers are now your wideout 1 and 2. And then on your defense hasn't been great as of late. It has not been playing good at all. So yeah. Other than that, I have the Chargers bounce back and winning 20 or continuing to be on a roll. Go to 8-3, 23-10. Then you get the Seahawks and the Rams, and that is going to be the game of the year, game of the week, whatever you want to call it. Both of these teams are sitting at 7-2, and this is a literal definition of a toss-up matchup. I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle won or if the Rams would win, because Seattle is an elite road team, but they lost one game last year to Detroit, which was a very good team. Meanwhile, for the Rams have been really on fire right now. They played really good against San Fran and not very much else. They've been on a roll as of late. And I think the Rams could easily win this game, or Seattle. This is going to be a literal fun matchup. I think this is going to be a shootout to watch. The Rams have been on a roll against probably not that great of teams, but they did bounce back and dominate against San Fran, who is actually pretty good, I think. But coming down to this, I think Seattle is going to just fall short, and the Rams will get a big game, a big W, 34-31. I think this is going to be a game of the ages, and then the Rams will get the number 1 seed as of this moment. And then you have the San Francisco 49ers and the Cardinals. I don't really care about this game either. I think the Niners handle business on the road to win 27-16. Arizona, I believe they're done. San Fran, they had a tough loss. They're still in the race. I'm not worried about them. And that's basically it. But yeah, Niners win 27-16. Ravens win the Browns. This one's also going to suck. I don't really care. Everyone's healthy for Baltimore for the most part. Cleveland, I don't know when you're going to start Shador, but start him soon. 31-13. Chiefs and the Broncos. This is something that you should also keep your eyes on Whether it be the Seahawks, Rams, or Chiefs, Broncos, that's going to be another good game. But the Broncos have been suspect as of late. They looked kind of odd. They kind of weird to watch as of late. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to beat these guys. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5, and I think they will win. I think they're going to win 27-21. I think this is going to be a closer game than people anticipate to be. But I think the Broncos are struggling. I know the record's 8-2, and they're unbeaten at home, but they've looked kind of wonky, like 10-7 against the Raiders. Like they've kept it close with a lot of bad teams. They should have lost to the Giants, but they came back and won. Bo Nix has been playing kind of odd as of late. They did get that one big win against the Philly. They should have beaten the Colts, but this Broncos team's kind of odd. But keep your eyes on it. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Chiefs will get the edge in this one, 27-21. I think the Chiefs are going to bounce back and show why they are still a top dog in the league, and you need to keep your eyes on them because they are coming to win that division. They are on the way. They're 6-4. They're going to be 6-4, and they're going to be right on the Broncos and Chargers' tail. So if they don't want that to happen, they need to win out. They need to get ready to win out. I believe the Broncos can win out with this stretch with the Giants, with the Commanders, Raiders, Jaguars, Chargers, and then they have to beat the Chiefs and Packers. But yeah, other than that, Chiefs win 27-21. And then you get to the Sunday Night Football game, which is also going to be good, but because of the Seahawks-Rams being in the way, I don't know how good it's going to be. But the Lions and Eagles is going to be another fun matchup as well. But I think the Lions are going to get it done on the road. I think the Lions have been the better team than the Eagles. The Eagles have been very inconsistent on offense. Their defense looks great. The defense looks great for Philly, but the offense looks so inconsistent because Kevin Patula doesn't know how to call a football team. He doesn't know. The last good game he had was probably against the Giants of Week 8. And then they went on a bye, and then they looked terrible in Week 10. Against the Vikings, Jalen Hurts actually played really good. I think he called a good game. But then the rest of it, I think the Broncos was a bad game. I think the Giants was a bad game, the first one. Tampa Bay, the first half, very good, but the second half, really dead. I think he called all right games, but he's been very inconsistent. I know this is his first year, but he may not survive. The Eagles should be better than that. I think they're wasting their potential. You may want to go get Mike McDaniel next year. We don't know. But I think the Eagles will fall short because of Kevin Patula. Saquon Barkley hasn't been efficient this year. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. What happened to last year's Saquon? I know the Madden stuff. I don't care about that. Patula's offense has been predictable. It's been really predictable. The only good game he's had was against the Giants in Week 8. Terrible game against Green Bay. Not a good game against Minnesota. They didn't use him well against Denver. He only got 6 carries because they threw the ball a lot. He didn't do good against the Rams or the Buccaneers. Cowboys, he barely did anything. And then the Chiefs, that was probably his second best game, only averaging 4 yards a carry. So what do you need to do for the Eagles to unlock back of last year's offense? They need to create more plays like Kellen Moore had called. Or take away Patula's play calling because it's not good. It looks predictable. I don't know, but I think the Eagles lose in a close game, but we'll see what happens. 27-20 Lions. The Lions look very good now. And then the Cowboys and the Raiders, I don't really care about this game either. Give me, 31-14. I'll probably still watch because of my dad. But other than that, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed my predictions, and I will see you guys for Week 12. Bye, everyone.